Hi, in this video I will show you how to update your database. In previous videos I already showed you how to get connected to database and how to use prepared statements to get all information from the table. So this is the prepared statement. We did select all and we had a method get all items. So based on that, we will now work with update query, updating the data in the database. So I am going to create another package. I will call it update.db. I'm going to use exactly the same database, which means I will use similar code. I'll just copy, paste, and modify it. Alright, so I don't need this connect to DB, but in my queries, instead of select all, I will have update Let me refactor this name. Or actually, let me just remove all of these. Wherever I'm referencing that. So I'll just have something like this for now. I'll keep this create item. And I will have another prepared statement called update entry. So in this update entry, I will have I will provide the parameters that I'm updating. Update entry equals connection prepared statements and I'll provide my command here. So in my SQL string, I will provide the command update and I will provide the table name. Since I have a variable that is holding table name, I'll use that and concatenate it. So updating table, and then which values am I setting? So provide command set and all the values that we are setting. Let me check what we have. We have paper color, paper size. Okay, let's do one by one. Paper color equals question mark. So that will be position 1 for us. Then paper size or paper price, sorry, equals also question mark as a placeholder. Then paper size equals question mark as a placeholder. And I will also provide paper ID. So let me remove the comma and then provide the where clause, where paper ID equals and another question mark as a placeholder. So this is my update statement. So now I need to create some method that I'm going to use for updating the table. So let's make it public so we can access it. from anywhere, update item, and in here I will pass paper. So this is the object that will have the data that I want to update, and the return type is integer, so I can see whether the update happened successfully or not, whether item was updated. Alright, so initially I will make result equals to 0, and then I will update my update entry statement. I will set the values for each parameter that I'm providing. Set string. So in position 1 I have paper color, so 1, and here I'll just say paper get color. Let me provide return result statement here, result. Alright, having some typos here. Okay, update entry, let me surround it with try and catch, like so, and let's continue updating other things. Update entry. The next parameter is I believe is also a string. Paper size. Oh, sorry, paper price. Paper price is integer actually, so I should say set integer. It's position 2, and here I'll just get paper get price. So next item, update entry, set string, position 3, and next we have paper size, and that type I believe was a string, so this looks correct. Paper get size. So, and last thing we need to add, so we have question marks 1, 2, 3, 4. The last one is paper ID. Okay, update entry, set, I believe paper ID is integer, so I'll put integer there, and paper get ID. Alright, so after I do that, I need to execute this update, so which will return to me result equals update update entry, and I want to execute update. Alright, it will assign something to result, and then it will return result to the calling place. Alright, so having done that, I actually don't need this part, so I'll remove it and save. So in the driver class I will modify things. So here I will have, let me remove all of this. So what I'm going to have is I'm going to print result queries, update item. Okay, I need to create a paper item. So let me do that first. So paper equals new paper. And I believe I have a constructor for my paper that accepts multiple arguments. Let's see if I have it. No, I don't have it. So instead of using constructor, I am going to use each set method. So paper set color. Let's make it blue. Paper set price 3. Paper set size. Let's make it legal. Alright, and the only part that I'm missing is to set ID. So right now I will go and manually get the ID by running this other class that I have, the other driver that gets all the items. Let me run that. Alright, so I have something with ID 1 and 2. So I can modify maybe, so one has price 5 and 7, white and yellow color, this one is blue, and this is legal. So let me update any one of them. Actually will work. I will see the differences easily when I run it. So ID is going to be, let's say 2. Alright, so and then I will pass this paper to update item and get the result. So after I got the result, I will print the value of the result. Result equals. Alright, let's run it. Let me remove some util that I don't need. And let me run it now. So result is 1. Let me run the other driver that gets all the item and prints them. Let's see if the database was updated. Alright, so I can see under ID 2, the price is now 3, the color is now blue, and the size is now legal. So the entry was updated in the database. I'll go back to this. I see I have some imports that I'm not using. I'll remove those. And I know for sure that my update is working now. So just to summarize, what we did is we copied all the files from previous example and updated, we created one prepared statements for updating entries. So here we provided special syntax for SQL to update entry. And for prepared statements, we use question marks as placeholders for each value that can be added separately. And we specified which specific item to be updated with the where clause, where paper ID equals some number. So we also created the method update item, where we use prepared statement update entry to populate all the question marks with some data. Then we called method execute update to go to the database and update the entry. After that, we took the result of this update query, populated it in result variable of integer type, and return it back to the calling method. In our case, the calling method was in our driver class here, update item. At the end, we displayed the result to the user, and we also had to create manually the object paper that we later passed to the calling method. Now, for this, populating this data, you can actually have user populate this data. You can request the user to enter all the information for the paper and populate and update the entry in the database.